Yeah, what's the vibes, man? Y'all know what's going on. Back with another reaction video. I'm trying to just keep. Hey, Jonas McGee, shout out to the sub on Twitch, man. I peeped that. Hey, but look, man, I forgot what I was finna say. Fuck it, bro. Welcome back to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this motherfucking video.
Represent here.
Fuck these ads, though, bro. Don't do the ads, my nigga. Fuck that. Whoa, look at that. Is it a band?
Sneakers of all time to my collection.
I needed them. I missed it though, of course, because I can't get every fucking thing I want. I usually get bricks, but it is what it is.
And in today's video, I'm counting down my top 10 favorite pickups of 2023. And seriously, there are multiple personal grails on this list. Shoes that I've been trying to grab for years, but have never been able to pull the trigger or find them for a good price. And this year, I was able to make it happen. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's dive right into this list with the honorable mention. And I'll be real, if this shoe was in my size, it would have been at the very top of the list, but unfortunately it's not. So it's not a sneaker that I can wear, so I didn't feel like it was right to put it on the actual top 10 list because all of those other shoes I wear all the time, or will wear all the time. One of them I haven't yet. But we'll get into that one later on in the video. But to start things off, like I said, with the honorable mention, we've got the 1985 Air Jordan 1.
Banned, right? It's banned?
On breads. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Are the breads and bands different?
If you haven't yet, but one thing you gotta know about me is that the Bread Air Jordan 1 is my favorite sneaker of all time. So to actually have a pair from 1985 is crazy for me. This is a shoe that I've been chasing after for probably the longest amount of.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I didn't know that. I thought breads and bands was the same, you know. I be wrong sometimes, and my fault, but look at that, man. 1985, bro. That's fucking amazing.
Of time since I became a sneakerhead. Now, like I've already mentioned, this shoe is not my size. It's actually a size 13, so it's not something that I could wear, but at the same time, I probably wouldn't wear this shoe, at least not in this condition, because it's possible that the foam in the ankle area of the sneaker might fall apart because it's so stiff. Otherwise, though, the actual wearability and condition of the sneaker is pretty solid. I mean, the rubber on the midsole is never going to crack because it's rubber. It's not like the foam that they use in midsoles of Air Jordan 4s and Nike Air Yeezys and things like that. And the leather still feels pretty well conditioned, even though the shoe was sitting in a closet for 30 plus years. Oh yeah, and another reason I love this sneaker is because of the story behind this sneaker. Another YouTuber named Bailey Berry actually drove this sneaker all the way up from Tennessee. Check out his channel, I'll make sure to link it in the description below, but he actually sold this sneaker to me for a great price, and then actually gave the money that he made from that sale back to the person he bought the sneakers from, because I think he bought them for like $100, and the guy didn't know what he had, so he helped that guy out a lot, which I thought was incredible. So again, seriously.
What do y'all think he paid for them, says that? It's in 1985. Insane. It's probably insane. Maybe. I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
Support his channel, linked in the description below, but it was an amazing experience. He's an awesome dude, and this sneaker is my favorite sneaker ever. So really excited about that, and it sits right on top of my signed Virgil Ablohs now, my two favorite sneakers in my collection. So yeah, definitely a very cool experience, and probably the best way I could have thought of to get this sneaker. But now let's dive into the actual top 10 list, and starting things off in the number 10 spot, we've got the Adidas Yeezy Slide in the Slate Marine colorway. So over the...
Man, should I get a pair of these? I've always thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that shit, man.
Over the years, the Yeezy Slide has become probably my most worn silhouette in my entire collection, and I've said that about a lot of sneakers, but none of them even come close to the amount of times that I've worn this shoe. Like over the last 3 years, this has been my daily shoe to take out the dog, walk the dog, go to the store, do whatever I need to do in slides. I mean, it's even been a beach slide for me. I've worn this slide everywhere. Not this exact one, but the black colorway or the brown colorway. I've worn those slides every day for sure. At least every day. I mean, multiple times a day. And this is sort of my replacement to those slides because they are not coming near the end of their lifespan, but they're definitely getting to a point where they look very raggedy. So this is a shoe that I got from Takeout NY to be the replacement to those other shoes.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. It's bothering me that he keeps calling them shoes. I don't know why. I'm a piece of shit. I don't know. Sue me about it, I
because I need
guess.
a pair of these, especially now that they don't make them anymore, which sucks, but it is what it is. This is the one Yeezy product from Adidas that I think I'll miss the most. I love some of the other shoes that were released through the Adidas Yeezy collaboration, like, of course, the 350s, the 700s, the foam runners, things like that, but this is a shoe that I genuinely have incorporated into my daily life, so I needed a replacement, and I feel like over time, the replacement
Couldn't find my mouse, dog. Enjoy that. Inhale that. Love it.
more and more expensive. I think the days of getting these shoes for retail are over. Unfortunately, as time goes on and people wear more and more of them, it's gonna get more and more expensive to actually wear them. So kind of a bummer, but I grabbed this replacement. I've been wearing this around inside the house for now, and then once those start to get really bad, I'll start wearing this outside the house. Starting to break it in, not that it needs to be broken in. But there you go, there's number 10. Coming in at number 9, we've got the J Balvin 33 Medellin Sunset. So this is actually the pair of sneakers that I haven't worn yet, and that's mainly because I like to film B-roll of all the sneakers in my collection just so I can use the B-roll whenever I talk about the sneakers. And I like to do that when the sneakers are brand new, and I keep not getting around to doing that B-roll. Obviously for this video I did it because you guys are watching some B-roll right now. So after this video
I'm not sure how I feel about those. I like threes. Love threes. But I'm just not sure about those colors, dog.
I will wear these, but that's the reason I haven't thrown these on
I would
yet
have to
because
see the
I'm
fit.
lazy when it comes to filming B-rolls.
If I see a fit that makes sense, throw it together. But until then, I'm gonna have to say no to all them colors and shit.
So, it's a terrible excuse, but it's true. But the reason I'm so stoked on this sneaker is because the colorway of this shoe is so incredible. I love the tan uppers. I love the edges of the leather having this bright yellow accent. I think it's so clean. I really
And them hoes is $400. You see down here, it's showing me the prices and shit. It says $400. Didn't know that.
really love the gradient on the midsole of the heel and also on the pull tab on the back. I haven't even pulled out the plastic on the back of the pull tab. It's just such a solid, clean, wearable colorway. Obviously, it's probably better for the summer, but regardless, still a very clean shoe to wear all year round. And I think it's the first J Balvin sneaker that I've been really, really stoked on. I love the twos because of the light up tongue, but this one is just super clean, super wearable, and I think this is where J Balvin really hit his stride when it came to Jordan brand sneaker design. I think he absolutely killed it with this one. I love it. I think the shoe is awesome, and the shoe is definitely going to be on my top 10 list.
I do like the back tab, though. I fuck with the back tab heavy. I do like that.
Of 2023 for sure. Not to ruin it for anybody, but I mean, it's the simple things like the suede around the eyelets of the sneaker, the little yellow eyelets right there towards the bottom of the tongue, and then of course you've got the tan colored elephant print, which I think is such a dope detail. I don't know if the outsole glows. It could, it might not. I have no idea. It's semi-translucent. Let me check really quick, actually. All right, from what I can tell, doesn't seem like it glows, but it could just be because I didn't charge the shoes for long enough. Let me just Google really quick. That would be the easiest way to go. I don't know. I still can't figure it out. I know the twos glowed. Let me know in the comment section down below if they glow or don't glow. I didn't mean to make that such a big point of contention.
I'm glad someone else said a slide is not a sneaker, though. Okay, I'm glad I'm not. Okay, you feel me? Just saying, I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that way. But I want to know if them bitches glow or not, too, to be honest. Nobody said anything.
In this video, but there you go. Awesome sneaker, and I think if I had worn this more, it would have been higher on the list. I just haven't gotten a chance to wear it yet. At number 8 is the Aimé Leon Dore New Balance 19.
Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm just saying. Cool for you. And they $300? Fuck no. Fuck no.
6R. This sneaker is fire and is quite possibly the most comfortable shoe on the entire list. I've traveled a bunch in this shoe. I've worn it.
I'm gonna be honest, I believe in about that comfortable shit, but fuck no.
the Philippines, I've worn it to Japan, I've worn it to DC, I've worn it everywhere. It's awesome. Plus, it looks amazing. ALD has continually put out some of the best collaborations of the year, multiple years in a row, specifically on New Balances, and this is just another example of them knocking it out of the park. This shoe is amazing. The colorways used on the shoe, the fact that they use the 1906R as the base, especially when retro 2000s running sneaker styles are popping the way that they are right now. I mean, look at Asics. Asics is killing it because that style is just so in right now. The materials are very solid. I mean, it is mainly just mesh and like some synthetic panels, but they did a nice job of tying it all together in a way that makes this shoe feel more premium than I think it probably actually is. The colors are amazing. I love the ALD green, always looks great on New Balances, and it's great with every fit. Obviously, sportier fits are probably the way to go with this shoe, but still, super comfortable, super wearable, and it just looks amazing if you like this style. And until I really dive into that like Asics 2000s running style world, or whatever you want to call it, and even though I have some Asics in my collection that are kind of in this style, like the Bodega collaboration and some other collaborations I don't think I've shown on camera yet, this one is still the best, in my opinion. I mean, I'm definitely going to check out the Gel Kayano 14s, at least the popular colorways of those shoes, to see what the hype is all about. So stay tuned for that if you're interested, but for me, this is still the king of the hill. Coming in at number 7 is the Air Jordan 1 Low Chicago Golf. So I hate to admit it, but I have followed the path of every white male in their 30s.
So I was about to say, the bottom don't look like it got regular shit on the sole.
And I picked up golf, and I've picked it up hard. Like, I've been going every weekend, and I still suck. But even though I suck, I still am one of the best looking people on the course. Not physically, but dress-wise, because I'm rocking the Air Jordan 1 Low Golfs. And we all know that sneakers are a key to making the outfit, and this sneaker is absolutely the best golf shoe in terms of style that I've seen out there. Maybe that's not true, but...
Oh, it's not an OG Jordan 1 Low. So maybe I don't give a fuck. I could care less, because really, now that I got OG Jordan 1 Lows, retros, which I didn't know was a thing, to be honest, I want them. I need them all.
It's my favorite golf shoe. Until they make a bread.
Fuck this ad, man. Oh, fuck what they talk about.
Jordan 1 high golf shoe, this is it for me. Now it's frustrating because I actually bought this shoe when it first came out, I believe last year or the year before, for retail, for I think it was the $20 sneaker collection or something like that. And because I didn't golf
almost $350. It's because it's a Chicago. I know exactly why that is. You feel me? I know why. It's Chicago. It actually is a fire shoe. But I don't like them, bro. I'm cool on them fat ass tongues, bro. Like, I like them. Like that retro. That shit heat.
At that point, I just got rid of it. I think I sold it, or no, I definitely sold it. And Sneaker Karma just has a way of getting back at you, because when I did start golfing, I really wanted a pair of these exact shoes, and the price had gone up to like $350. So I spent $350 on this shoe, which is now completely destroyed. To be fair, this is how it's supposed to look. I should clean it though, actually. But I'm not even that mad about it, because this shoe is incredible. I've worn this shoe probably 30 plus times on the golf course. It's a beautiful shoe. It looks amazing. Classic Air Jordan 1 vibes. Very comfortable. And of course, you've got that golf outsole, so it actually grips the ground a little bit better than a standard pair of Air Jordans would. And I really love this low top style, especially for the golf course, because you can wear it very easily with shorts or with long pants and it still looks great. I mean, you can definitely wear Air Jordan 1 highs with shorts, but I definitely prefer the low top look whenever I'm rocking a pair of shorts. So this has just been a perfect all around shoe for me. Like I said, it's comfortable, it looks amazing. People always are like, oh, that's a fire pair of shoes. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I wish my game matched this pair of sneakers, but it doesn't. And I'll be honest, I am interested in grabbing the Travis Scott golf shoes, so if anyone has those for a reasonable price that is not $600, I might take you up on it. But other than that, man, this shoe is amazing, and I'm gonna wear this shoe until it completely falls apart. And actually, speaking of your entire golf fit, and just speaking of your fit in general,
I'm good,
I definitely
though,
recommend
don't trip.
checking out my sock brand, Apothecary. Because even though the shoes help make the fit, the socks tie the entire fit together. And for years, the socks have been the forgotten about accessory that no one really cares about, but when you see a dope pair of socks,
I literally, unless it's DGK socks, I literally only basically wear black Nike socks, bro. I got black Nike socks on right now. That's it. High joints. I don't really stray too far from that.
with a dope pair of sneakers, it ties everything together. color so well. Plus, Apothecary socks are super comfortable, super
so am
stretchy,
I.
and super breathable because of our IsoWeave technology, so there's that as well. So if you want to check out Apothecary for yourself, I've left some links in the top of the description below. We just dropped the Kais Omar Dream Crew collection last week, which there is still some pairs available. If you guys would like to grab some of that collection, I'm actually rocking the hat from that collection right now. And this upcoming Friday, actually tomorrow at the time of filming this video, we're dropping the Double Sock collection, which is probably one of my favorite collections out there because it's kind of like a running inspired sock, but it's also like this dope, ridiculous look that I think is amazing. So if you guys want to check that out, again, dropping this Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on apothecary.com. And if for whatever reason you don't want to grab our socks online, you can also find them in store at Zoomies at your local mall or your local Zoomies location. Oh, and also we're giving away a Rolex, so there's that too. Next up at number 6 is the Concepts Nike SB Dunk Low Orange Lobster. So this is a shoe that I've been on the hunt for the last, I think, year or so since its release, and I finally was able to grab a pair.
I love those. I like that orange, bro. That shit hitting so good.
Over the last month. And even though the color of this shoe is very bright and very orange, it's still a surprisingly wearable sneaker, and because it's a Nike SB Dunk Low, it's very comfortable on foot too. In the past, I have had pairs of the purple lobsters, because I think I also grabbed those from the $20.
Purple lobsters is fucked. I need those too. Man, there's so many shoes that I don't have that I need. I'm just gonna have to grab in the future. And look, bro, y'all gonna pull up with me, gang. Y'all look, we here.
Sneaker collection, but this is a colorway that I like the most just because of how bright the color is. Obviously, I'd love any of the colors in the Concepts Nike Dunk Lobster world, but this is one that I ended up grabbing, probably because it's the cheapest, but also I like the color. And in my opinion, it just pops that much more when you add these like teal blue laces. It just looks amazing on foot. And even though I just picked up the sneaker just under a month ago, I've actually already worn it to some Halloween parties. I've worn it out and about because I just love the way the sneaker looks. And even if you're wearing a very simple fit, this sneaker pops. So if you throw this on,
I should have just threw some black laces, kept the white laces in them bitches. I'm not gonna lie. The blue is, you doing too much with the fucking baby blue. Them shits is $750. Holy shit. Damn.
on with a pair of like the
That's a
Apothecary
ticket.
double socks that are dropping this Friday, maybe a pair of shorts. Well, I guess now it's kind of cold, so maybe not a pair of shorts, but a pair of sweats, and maybe like a simple tee or a hoodie or something like that. This shoe will pop for you, and it'll definitely make the fit. And with prices of sneakers just in general trending downward, I felt like now was a great time to grab this shoe because Concepts Lobster sneakers always spike at some point in the future, so I wanted to grab it when the price.
The sneaker gods are fucking doing their thing right now, gang. I can finally get a couple, you know. Like, I'm trying to get the reimagining ones tomorrow. Hopefully they sit and I can grab me a pair, you feel me? I'm trying, there's a lot of shit I need to grab.
This was decent. I think I grabbed these for like $550, $600. I don't remember exactly, but dope shoe. And number 5 is another pair of dunks with the Nike SB Dunk Low Phillies. So this is another shoe that didn't drop this year, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to drop this video because a lot of my favorite pickups from the year aren't from this year. They're from previous years when I wasn't able to grab them for a good price or for retail or whatever the case may be. And this is one of those shoes. And with the Phillies making the World Series last year and almost making the World Series this year, I felt like this was kind of a shoe that I had to have in my collection because while I'm not really a baseball fan, and I'll be honest, I kind of just bandwagon whichever baseball team out of the Orioles or Phillies is doing the best because I live in Philly and I was from Baltimore. I mean, I don't want to lie to you guys. I bandwagon when it comes to baseball. But regardless, this shoe is a clean sneaker, even if it wasn't tied to a baseball team in any way. I do like the fact that it is Phillies themed or Philly themed because you've got the Liberty Bell on the back of the tongue, you've got a cheesesteak on the back of the other tongue, and then on the bottom of the shoe, you've got some faux gum actually molded into the outsole of the sneaker, which I think looks amazing. Plus, the suede used on this shoe is relatively high quality. And you've got this really nice maroon colored Nike swoosh and maroon laces if you decide to switch them out. So I think it's an incredibly clean sneaker, very easy to wear even when it's not baseball season. And this is actually becoming one of the more worn sneakers in my collection. However, I haven't actually worn it to a Phillies game because I haven't been to a Phillies game in like 10 years, I'm not gonna lie. However, my wife is actually a Phillies fan, and she's from Philadelphia, so I got her a pair just recently, actually like just last week, when we thought the Phillies might go to the World Series. She hasn't worn them yet because they arrived after they were knocked out, but it is what it is. So now we got that cute couple situation going on, the matching kicks. Kind of like brown now, actually. Now I'm seeing them next to a new pair. There's a pretty big color difference.
Purina Cat Chow.
Fuck your cat chow, bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just playing.
Super wearable and definitely recommended even if you're not a Phillies fan. Or, well, I guess if you live in Dallas, maybe don't wear these because they probably won't like you there. But also, I'm kind of realizing now for the number 5 spot, you kind of got a double pick. So there you go. Even though it's the same shoe, you kind of got 2 for the price of 1. And number 4 are the Off-White Nike Dunk Low.
I'm gonna grab those one day just for fun. Cause I see them often. I'm not gonna lie. Do see them often. They're not too expensive.
UNLVs. So at the moment, this is my only pair of off-white Nike Dunk Lows, and the reason I love this shoe so much is not just because it's red, which is my favorite color, but also because this shoe was actually given to me by DJ Big Boy Chang when I was in the Philippines this year. He's such an awesome dude. He's got one of the most insane collections I've ever seen in my entire life, and he's incredibly generous. So the fact that he gave me a pair of off-whites, crazy. He also gave me, I think it was the Supreme Lunar Ones. Actually, let me grab them. He also gave me the Supreme Lunar Ones last time that I was in the Philippines back in 2018, 2019. Not sure exactly when. An incredibly slept on sneaker. Not at the time that it released. This shoe was incredibly hyped when it first released, but nowadays people don't realize this is like a $1,500 sneaker, or at least it was. Last time I checked, I'm sure the price has gone down. But this shoe, absolutely love it. I've worn it a good amount of times, and it's just a clean, wearable sneaker. If I did have the choice though, or the chance, I might switch out these laces, the orange laces, to maybe like a white. I don't think they come with an extra set of laces, just because I feel like the orange clashes a little bit with the red. It's my own personal opinion. I feel like that was the case with all of the off-white Nike Dunk sneakers. They always picked a color that, in my opinion, was a little bit clashy. Regardless, it makes the shoe that much more flashy. I'm 30. Make jokes like that. All in all, it's a very clean, very wearable sneaker. It's got that hype to it, which everyone loves. And it was given to me by one of my favorite people, DJ Big Boy Chang. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. This shoe's awesome. At a very fitting number 3, we've got the Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. So Jordan Brand is like all about reimagining their classic Air.
I missed the raffle for those. I didn't miss it. I just lost. Lose all of them. I never win. It's sad.
Air Jordan models and colorways over the last year or two, and it looks like they're doing it again next year, which in some cases I think works out really well. I think it worked out incredibly well on the reimagined Air Jordan 3 White Cements. It worked out very well on the Lost and Found ones. And then you get shoes like the reimagined Royals. The suede just makes it feel like a Muppet. And then the 4s, I like the Bred 4s coming out next year. I actually do like the fact that they're leather. I think that looks great. But it just feels a little sacrilegious. I know it's not. I know it's fine. From images that I'm seeing, the glossiness just doesn't match the colorway as well as like a suede would look on that shoe. So I don't know. I know I'm being a little bit hypocritical because I feel like the suede looks stupid on the ones, and then I'm saying the leather looks stupid on the 4s. It's only because I'm predisposed to like the sneakers how they originally released. And
See, I'm gonna go back to what he just
From
said.
images that I'm seeing, the glossiness just doesn't match the colorway as well as like a suede would look on that shoe. So I don't know. I know I'm being a little bit hypocritical because I feel like the suede looks stupid on the ones, and then I'm saying the leather looks stupid on the 4s.
Suede on fucking ones is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I fuck with that shit.
It's only because I'm predisposed
That's
to like
it right
sneakers
there.
how they originally released. It's not my fault. It's Jordan Brand. You guys did that to me. But with that being said, the White Cement Air Jordan 3 Reimagined
Here's a good
are
point, though.
a reimagined shoe done right. And all they really
But
did to
fuck that, I
change the
need them
shoe
suede
was
jumps.
obviously add the Nike Air on the heel, which I don't think we've had on White Cements recently. I could be wrong. I think the last actual White Cement release was back in like 2011. We had the free throw lines, we had the Justin Timberlakes, but I think this is like the first actual White Cement that we've had in about a decade. And of course, the other change was aging or changing the color of the midsole and the heel
like
tab.
those,
So they
though.
made it
I
cream
needed
rather
them.
than white, which I actually think contrasts the white on the upper of the shoe really,
Fucked
really
them
nicely.
off.
And of course, it ties into that sort of like 30-year-old sneaker story that they went with for the Lost and Found one. So I do like that about it. And of course, I love the colorway of the shoe. The White Cements and Black Cements are my two favorite 3s. I go back and forth on which one I like the best. Right now, I'm leaning more towards the White Cements, but it's probably because of recency bias. The Black Cement 3s are also incredible. Can't go wrong with either. I wish I had doubled up on the Black Cement 3s. I doubled up on these because I knew I was going to regret not doing that. The Black Cement 3s I did not double up on because now they're like a $600 shoe. So I don't know. But I had never had an actual pair of White Cement 3s until this shoe. I had the free throw lines, I had the Justin Timberlakes, but this was an actual pair of White Cement 3s with the Nike Air on the back. So I had to grab it. I had to double up. And I think they did a really good job. The materials feel decent. The colorway is amazing, as I said, and I really actually like the addition of the cream. I think it does add some nice contrast to the shoe, and cream is just in right now. I mean, you look at some of the other sneakers on this list, like you look at the ALDs or the J Balvins, they're all cream sneakers. So I think it's a nice touch, and it just makes this shoe even more clean and even more wearable. And obviously, the shoe is going to be on the top 10 list of the year. I'll be honest, it was going to be the #1 spot at one point, but then some other sneakers came out as we expected, as sneakers do, that I think will be a little bit better than this one, or a little bit higher on the list. So still gonna be high on the list, but not at #1. But a shoe that I've worn a lot, and I have a double up pair of because I like it that much. #2, the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 Plank.
Man. So one of my favorite colors when it comes to shoes is green. And I fucking wanted these. But fuck no, of course not. Man, y'all know how this fucking shit go. Come on now. Now it's what, like a $600-700 shoe maybe? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I stopped checking because I knew I wasn't gonna fucking get that shit.
Pine green. Speaking of shoes that I haven't doubled up on, that I absolutely need to double up on, we've got my number 2 shoe on the list, the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 Pine Green, which is probably my favorite sneaker release of the year. This shoe is incredible. Obviously, the shoe is not number 1 on this list, but that's because the number 1 spot is taken up by a Grail that's from a couple years ago, so couldn't put this shoe at the number 1 spot against that shoe. But for the year,
400 is very doable. I might have to fuck around and try to find those on me.
This is a contender, and that's for a lot of different reasons. For one, this shoe is a collaboration with Nike SB, and I know Nike SB and Jordan Brand are both part of the same company, but they're technically separate divisions, or I think even separate companies actually, or at least Jordan Brand is from Nike. Whatever, you guys, it's an umbrella, it's a whole big, like, yeah, I mean, you get it.
I know,
so there's
we
that,
know what
and
you
obviously
mean,
because of that, you got the Nike SB branding on the heel, which by far makes this the best Nike SB Air Jordan collaboration, in my opinion, because the ones don't have that, and that is just such a...
I almost bought a Jordan 1 High Retro Nike SB the other day when I bought the Supreme hoodie and the satins. I almost bought the fucking, what's it called? Jordan 1 Nike SBs. I'm fried. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
I know it's such a small detail, but man, it's so dope. So obviously the collab plays a big part, but so does the colorway of this shoe. The fact that this shoe comes in this beautiful pine green look. You've got this white leather upper accented by this gray suede. You've got a gum outsole, at least on the heel and on the toe. And then you've got this beautiful pine green on the different accent parts of the shoe. And that just pops. It's a colorway that we don't get a lot of on the Air Jordan 4, and it looks amazing. I think it's incredible. And then the final thing that I love about this shoe is the fact that this is not a standard pair of Air Jordan 4s. It's actually a special skateboarding version of the Air Jordan 4s because of the collaboration. So
it's basically a toe cap. Feel me? Like, yeah. And I want them to skate in too. I don't want them to wear it, bro. For fun, I want them to skate.
So the materials used on this shoe are actually different than a standard pair of 4s. The suede used on the toe of the sneaker is a little bit thicker and a little bit more durable than a standard pair of 4s, because obviously if you're skateboarding in these, you're gonna be kick flipping in that area and ollieing and things like that. The leather, it seems slightly thicker and a little bit more durable. I'm not 100% sure about that. And then some other pretty big changes are that the heel tab of the shoe and also these wings right here are actually made up of a TPU or a rubbery-like material rather than your standard plasticky-like material. And that's so that they don't break when you're skateboarding, because some of that plastic in certain conditions could break off, or if you hit it the wrong way, it could break off. This will just kind of roll with the punches. And then finally, the biggest change that you can't see, but is one of the biggest changes when it comes to comfort, is the fact that they actually removed the air unit from the front of the shoe, which I thought was gonna make this shoe less comfortable. And the reason they did that is purely for board feel, so you can feel the board underneath your feet better than if you had an air unit kind of separating your foot from the board. But for some reason, it makes this shoe more comfortable. I don't get it. Maybe that's not the reason. Maybe it's because the insole is a little bit softer and thicker than a standard pair of Air Jordan 4s. It's definitely a different kind of foam than a standard pair of Air Jordan.
I really need them, bro. I really do. Somebody just wants to like send them bitches to me like for fun because you fuck with me for real. My nigga.
4s. But for whatever reason, this is by far the most comfortable pair of 4s I have ever put on my feet. And it's just so wearable. That's why it's so dirty, because I've worn the shoe so much. So an easy choice for sneaker of the year for a lot of people. An easy choice for the number 2 spot on this list because of how dope it looks, the story behind it, and the colorway, man. This colorway is awesome. Finally, at number 1, we've got the Supreme Nike Air Foamposite 1 in black. I've never really been like a huge Foamposite guy. Over the last year or two, I've been buying more pairs of Foamposites because Nike's been bringing them back. Like the metallic red Foamposites, I actually wear a decent amount. But this one is one that's always been a grail of mine. And it's crazy because back in like the early 2010s, Foamposites not only were one of the hottest shoes out, but also some of the collaborations and designs that were done on that silhouette were amazing. And in my opinion, this is the best by far. I mean, you do have the Paranormans, you do have the Galaxies, but this one, man, it's a classic. In fact, back in 2014 when these shoes first released, I was doing customs.
And them have 1600. What the fuck? What the fuck?
sneakers as Fowler Customs, as you guys might remember from when I started my channel back in
1600.
2016. And this was by far the most requested custom. I'd get pairs of Air Jordan 5s, that was kind of my specialty at that point, and I would do customs of this like filigree sort of gold thing design on the upper of those shoes, and it was the shoe that I was known for. And even with that, I was just basing that design off of pictures that I saw of this shoe online. I never actually owned a pair of these because they were thousands of dollars back then, and I didn't have thousands of dollars back then. I was in college, or at least just finishing college, and I just didn't have the money to drop thousands of dollars on a pair of sneakers. Not like today where this is my job and it's literally a business expense when I drop thousands of dollars on sneakers I'm gonna make a video about. So I don't know, it wasn't in the cards for me at that point to own this pair of sneakers. By pure dumb luck, when I was in Japan with my friend Osman for an apothecary event in the Philippines, we happened to go to a 2nd Street, and you guys might have seen this vlog. If you haven't yet, you should definitely check it out through the link at the top of the screen because it's probably one of my favorite vlogs I've ever made. I saw this shoe sitting on the thrift shelf at 2nd Street in Japan, and I was like, yo, that is crazy. There's no way these are real. So I went over to them, I started looking at them, they were in amazing condition, and I was like, these might actually be legit. So I ran them through the unboxed app to double check if they were in fact legit, and they came back legit. And they were priced at, I think at the time, like 6 months ago, it was like $300 or $320, something like that. And what's crazier is that when I actually went to go pick them up from the store, because I had to go back and get my passport, they actually came with a box, the original box for the shoe. So I literally was able to grab one of my absolute grail sneakers at a thrift store in Japan, in Tokyo, for an insane price, and it was basically, it wasn't brand new, but it was as close to brand new as you can get. Obviously the outsole yellowed, but it's basically a 10-year-old shoe. And since buying this shoe, I have actually worn this shoe a decent amount. It's very comfortable on foot for whatever reason. I guess whoever owned this before me maybe broke it in. The air units are super soft. It looks amazing. It's a head turner. Probably the most head turning shoe that I own, other than like maybe these stupid boots, which would have made the list, but
Man, fuck them boots, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I don't like them. And like the Air Jordan 1 breads we
fuck
picked up at the
them
beginning of the
boots.
video, this shoe is one of my ultimate grails, and it's so crazy to finally have these, and not only have these, but have these for an amazing price. It just doesn't get much better than that. So this is probably my favorite pickup of the year. Well, maybe the breads, I don't know, it goes back and forth, but this is a pair that I can actually wear, so that's why this shoe is number 1 on the list. Also, definitely my favorite Supreme Nike collaboration of all time. I get that there's a lot of amazing Supreme collabs, especially on Dunks, but this one, there's just nothing like this. But hey, at this point in the video, I would love to know your thoughts on my list and what your favorite pickups of 2023 are. So let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, while we're talking about subscribing to things, if you guys want to check out my tech channel, I've been posting on there very regularly. If you guys want to check that out, we are about to hit 100,000 subscribers. It's gonna be amazing. So check that out through the link in the description below. But with that being said, that's it.
Yeah, y'all know what motherfucking time it is. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one for sure.